Yemi Andrew. And on the show today, we will be discussing everything that concerns teachers and the education sector. But not just teachers, but teachers at the rural areas. We're aware over time that the state government has said one of its focal points beyond health, agriculture is education, and there's been a marching order to ensure that infrastructure and education, especially in the communities of various local government areas, is revamped, revived, and brought up to standard. Well, while that is happening with the infrastructure, it is also very pertinent that we look at the well-being of those that will be manning that infrastructure, in this case, the teachers. My guest this morning is the state chairman of the NUT, Dr. Collins Echikpu. Sir, you're welcome. Thank you for joining us. Good morning.
Morning. Thank you, Andrew.
All right, there's plenty of questions to ask. I understand that you also have a very busy morning, and we'll try to maximize the time as best as we can. So let me start first by saying a happy new year to you. And should I also say happy Valentine's week or month?
All of the above.
It's a very fair conversation for the year, so let's make it worth a while. What is the situation with teachers in Rivers State? On a lighter note, what exactly is? How are teachers enjoying their work at the moment in Rivers State? Are they enjoying their work?
I want to tell you without hesitating that teachers are enjoying their work in Rivers State more than the past years. Since the governor came on board, teachers have been enjoying the dividend of democracy, and they are ready to work more because they have other things to do.
Well, reports that we got is that some teachers had salaries not paid full. There were some little cuts for some people, 7,000, some 5,000, some 3,000, and so on and so forth. And this ran from about last year, December, November. I don't know if you're aware of it, and if you are, if that has been handled.
Yes, I'm aware of it. I'm also affected.
Oh.
We don't actually know where the deduction came from. But we have made our report to our leader, which is the next chairperson in the state. The deduction, we don't know where it came from. Teachers don't know where that deduction is coming from. I was also affected. So we have made our report to the next chairperson, and they are following it up.
All right. Well said. We'll keep following that up until we get to find out exactly what the fact is concerning those deductions and whether the monies will be repaid to the teachers or we are going to move on from there. I'm pretty sure everyone will be hoping.
It is not only teachers. It goes across all the unions in the state.
So civil servants in general.
It goes across all the unions. Teachers make deduction once a year, and that is the professional fee. Professional due we contributed to the profession. And it normally comes by February. They are all aware. Any other deduction outside the Teachers Registration Council of Nigeria, as approved even by the governor, well, that is a professional due. There is no other deduction. That one you are hearing is deduction. We don't know where it's coming from. It goes across the whole union in the state, not only teachers. I'm affected too.
Okay.
Like I said earlier, we have made an official report. We have also made a report to the board to find out where this thing is coming from. And then the NLC, because we are under the Nigerian Labour Congress. Well, it's not only, if it is only teachers, then we will hold it there. We know what to do. We have to go to the NLC to take it up from there.
And so far, there's been no response yet. You've not gotten a feedback from the NLC or the board after submitting your report?
Yes.
Okay. All right. It then brings us to other issues around teachers' welfare. Beyond this, what are the other issues that teachers are facing? One that we've heard a lot of the times would be the teachers are posted to schools in several rural communities usually don't have any quarters in those schools built. In fact, how many teachers are posted to a school part-time, and how does the whole posting thing work?
Oh, the posting has to do with the two boards. And you cannot tell how many teachers to be posted to a school part-time. It is according to the number of teachers that are supposed to be required in such a school. For instance, let's take an example of a primary school. In a primary school, the least number of teachers they are supposed to have is at least 6. And that is to say, if the primary school has only one stream, for instance, primary 1 has one stream, primary 1 stream, primary 3 1 stream, 4, 5, 6, you have to have 6 teachers in such a school, and then the HM, which is more of administrative, 7. But when you come to the case of secondary school, it's why you have as many teachers as you can post to, because that is where specialization takes place. In secondary school, if you major in English language, the most you can teach is 2 subjects, which is English and literature. Then if you're majoring in the SOS, you teach SOS. If it is mathematics, you teach only mathematics. And so for secondary school, teachers are needed in this area.
So the schools that are in, what is the state of the schools? Because we've seen some of these schools, and we understand why teachers complain, because if the schools are not conducive enough for the students to even occupy, then you would now wonder how teachers that are posted there would want to go to work. And reports are that in some of those schools, the teachers don't go there because of the environment. Are you aware of such? And are there any of such cases that you can tell us about, and what is being done to change the situation?
Yes, the government is trying on their own. And it is not possible, In those days, when we went to school, it was when we experienced this boarding system. Most all the schools. But for now, the community schools, most of them don't have boarding school for sure. Teachers operate from their homes to the school and go back. So they face challenges of insecurity and all that. But the government are doing their best. Local government chairmen are doing their best to bring down these problems.
What can you say they have done? And then adding to that question is a follow-up to it. Some of the new schools that were built, were teachers' quarters included? Because from the reports we've getting, some teachers' quarters are not there. So the teachers, it's almost like they were not considered.
That are built, teachers' quarters are there. For instance, if you are able to come to government girls' school, you see the principal's quarter to the junior secondary and senior secondary. You have the vice principal's quarter, junior secondary and senior secondary. You have teachers' quarter. So, but it's not possible that government will build quarters in all the schools in River State, because we have virtually all the communities have schools. So it is the responsibility now of the local government chairman to do the needful. But these schools are in their domain. The state government have tried for teachers and tried for the communities. That it is not going to be possible for the state government to go around the whole state. So the local government chairman to follow suit and do what the government is supposed to be doing in their own edges. I want to commend the otherwise local government chairman, Iporo, Eyeko, and building primary schools and all that, and other local government chairmen. So they should follow suit and not to leave the whole thing for the government. And then so that the teachers will not suffer. Because any teacher that has any nation that has no teacher, the education is shaking.
All right. I need to take out some comments on Facebook so you respond to it. Those of us who have sent messages on Facebook, please, you can send it again. It's a live stream, so we have your messages moving really fast. So if you can send multiple times, that will really help us get your message. Gabriel Harris says, shorts teachers, even in Port Harcourt, not to talk of other local government areas, most of the teachers are not good at all. In our state schools, no fine art teachers in the school in Borokri. Students smoke in their classrooms, amongst other bad habits. Even in the so-called inter-house sports, the kind of songs they play and the dances that you see students dance are inappropriate. Teachers drinking alcohol in their office and even in front of students. This one says, in Ikwere Goichie Rivers, 4 teachers, they come to school late. They are not willing to teach. The children government school bring back school inspectors like the days of 78 and 83. Okay, school inspectors, it says, in my community in Omudioga in Emoha, we have 4 public schools. All of them are short-staffed. One person would teach more than 3 subjects in about 4 classes, making the work hectic and very pitiable. We need help. Justice Ori from Omudioga. Like I said, please, guys, keep sending the messages. Even if you sent before, send again. The fact that it's a live stream makes it difficult to get all the messages. You just have to continue repeating so we can see and take as much as possible. We have a short commercial coming. After the commercial, Doc, we'll come back to you to get your response to it. And there are many more questions that we hope you can give answers to. On WhatsApp, you can send your thoughts to us, 0809 030 6416. On Facebook, it is Nigeria Info 92.3 PH. How many teachers do you have in the schools in your community? That is if you do. If you don't, also let us know as well. The schools that are in your community, do they have teachers' quarters? How many of the teachers do you see come to work? All of these things, let us know using the Facebook handle and WhatsApp number. We'll take a commercial now. Doc, stay on the line for us. Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you for staying on the line for us.
Thank you, my brother.
All right, and we told you to send in your thoughts on Facebook. If you haven't followed, go on Facebook, see the question and respond accordingly at Nigeria Info 92.3 PH. Let me start with some messages here on Facebook. This person says, Mark, Saturday, Community Primary School, Kere, in Kana local government area has only one teacher. The entire classroom block is down on the ground. All efforts to draw the attention of the government at various levels to the situation of the school has fallen on deaf ears. Gabriel Harris says, and please, the government should stop this cane flogging thing. If anyone goes against the rules in the school, they should be punished, maybe sent to cut grass, clean the yard, or do something. Amy Diamond, in my community, Agulama, there is a school, but no teacher. So please, government, help us bring teachers to the school. Tammy Diamond, that is from you. This one says, true position of public schools in Rivers State is that there are short-staffed. The school in my community, we have just 3 teachers, including the head teacher. Which is your community? You did not state. So please, let us know. We have to be more precise, okay? Thank you. Doc, does the NUT have a data of the condition of schools in some of these communities across the state? Is it a report that you have on your own to know the condition of the infrastructure and the state of how these teachers are being treated, and even if whether or not they even go to work?
Yes, through the boards, we know the behaviors of the teachers and NUT. But the board most are the ones are in charge of the supervisory sector and the discipline. But on that, not what you are told. Our major problem, one of the major problems now is lack of teachers. I have been appealing. I know the government has done enough for us. Government gave us employment, gave us a storage promotion, accelerated promotion, because that's where stagnated for over 10 years. But when this government came on board, they gave us promotions from level 13, from level 13 to 16, and all that. This government too has given appointments to teachers as permanent secretaries, 15 of them serving teachers, 15 permanent secretaries. The government has built secretariat for us. But what we are requesting now, as they are telling you, it's like our people say, if you have a boil on your nose, you can't cover it. You can also go and do your investigative journalism. In some schools, I don't want to mention it. I don't want to.
No, you have to. You can. That's why we're having the conversation. So we know exactly which of these schools are, and then we can go there, do a better report, talk to people who are there, and help the government understand that, hey, there's a serious situation. Yeah, if you don't mention those names, it makes the work even more difficult.
So to all the LGAs, you will see that you find out that there are no teachers. In some schools, we have 2 teachers, one headmaster and 1 teacher. What is happening there? No teaching and learning is going on. Some schools, they join primary 1, primary 2, primary 3 in one class, and then some schools, they join primary 4, 5, and 6 in one class. Who is learning that thing they are teaching? Which class is teaching that? Which class is for that lecture and all that? So what we are pleading is that, so that we will not be flogging about the bush and all that, we will not be disturbing. They let the government employ. I'm appealing that the government should employ 15,000 for the teachers of Rivers State, schools in Rivers State.
What about
teachers go to senior secondary school?
What about
go to junior secondary school and 5,000 to primary school?
Okay.
And do you know that?
Mm.
Do you know that our teachers have employed 2023 employment papers issued to them? They have been posted to schools, but they have not been asked to go because there has not been they have not been given a biometric number. And then they have also been trained for 2 days. These teachers, these people are carrying this appointment paper from 2023 to date. Why not give order? And thank God the 2 boards have been inaugurated, the UBE board and the senior secondary schools board. That is why in our homes, even while you are working, the owner of the station will not do everything. Certain things you do it, you could do it. The boards have been inaugurated. What are they doing? They have issued appointment letter, and we have been crying and complaining. You two people should do this thing to go to the boards and find out from them. Teachers receiving appointment letter, 2023. Why are they staying at home? And then we are crying that there are no teachers in the classrooms. The governor too should come and move to all the boards and all that. Thank you.
All right. So I'll put two other questions to you. But first, this message from Cyprian Omeriji says, newly recruited teachers yet to resume work. What's the problem? Okay, I think you were also saying the same thing. Patrick Amadi in Eche says
They should go to the board and find out.
We need more teachers, especially in Afara Eche. Afara school needs teachers quota seriously, but I commend Uzodimawa for a step to renovate some schools in Eche. Let me just come with this question quickly with regards to the condition or the state of schools in the various communities where we are sending teachers to. What are the conditions? Do you have reports of the facility and how these infrastructures look like, the state of the infrastructure? Because in some places, if you see the roofs in Omudioga, I've seen some of the schools, you would not want to enter there as a teacher. So what relationship does the NUT have with the local government chairman to look at these schools and begin to renovate as many as possible? It looks as though we require what's the word? There's a word that they call it, that government needs to, state of emergency in that sector. It doesn't feel like that's the approach the local government chairmen are putting towards renovating the school buildings from the ones that we have seen. So you tell us from the place of the NUT, do you have figures or numbers? And if you can, please let us know some of these local governments and some of the schools and their condition with regards to infrastructure.
We cannot tell you exact number of schools that are bad for now. But I want to tell you that some of the local government chairmen are trying. Local government like Ikwere local government like Ahoda West, Abua Odua, Kana, let them. They are trying. They should not be waiting for the government alone. They should come to the LGAs and do their work. The schools are in their communities. They should not expect governor to leave Port Harcourt again. Come to your old LGA and build primary school, which you attended when you were a small boy. Now you are an executive officer. We want to look into those schools again. So that is we have good relationship, but some of them seem not to listen to our advice. But we advise that please do this thing, not asking them for money. Build this school, now that these schools for our children, for our teachers to teach these children. Teachers will go to teach in the primary school. When we fall, that's nowhere to stay. We're not talking about infrastructure. We're not talking about teachers' table again. They're waiting for government to bring table to teachers to sit down in their community schools.
What about overhead for daily running of the schools? Do the principals still get overhead?
You have hit the nail on the head. We are also asking for overhead. Because I know we are running a free education system in Rivers State. That one has caused a lot of problems. Do you know that in my school yesterday, a child fainted? I have to carry the child to clinic. I know how much I spent to revive and God first, if not God. We have to carry the child to the clinic, then took care of him, spend money and all that. Where did the money come from? And that is why I'm appealing to the governor to give principals and head teachers interest for them to use and run the schools. And you know that in those days when we wrote WAEC, after restoration of WAEC, there's nothing like computer and all that. Now we have, it is a digital era. Students go to do some printing, you upload students' results, you upload their CA, computer assessment, you submit flash drives to WAEC and all that. You upload students' passports, you upload students' details. Where will this money come from? And when a child is asked to pay for this money in computer center, principals are not collecting prepared. There's a problem. So I'm appealing, you two should put it in your own news. Let the governor give principals and HMs interest. Toilet, if you cannot enter, go to schools that have toilet. You cannot enter.
When was the last time principals and teachers received impress or overhead, whichever one you want to call them?
It was during the time of Amechi. You can count from that time till now.
All right, we'll open the phone lines. And let us also make it very clear. We are going to try to get across to the board and also try to get across to the Commissioner for Education. We hope that we get a positive response and they make out time to come here and respond to some of the issues that have been raised, and let us know what the government is doing to respond to and tackle some of these problems. Hopefully.
15,000. I'm looking for 15,000 teachers. There are no teachers in the schools. Go around and see. Just close your eye and enter any school you like. Yeah, from your pseudo gate.
All right. Let's go to the phone lines and take a few calls.
People are going to private schools.
0817-923-0003. 0817-923-0003. You can also call 0817-923-0007. All right. On Facebook, there's still several more messages. Gabriel Harry says 1,000. That is low. Even the 13,000 that was employed, not most of them go to work, but they collect salaries. The teachers' skills in primary school in Afghanistan, they teach from primary schools how to build houses. Okay, this one you're talking about our curriculum and all. We need to work on that. Thank God Ability says some primary and secondary schools in our rural areas have expired. Imagine in modern time, pupils are learning on that tree. I agree with you, thank God Ability, which is why we've also said, and we've had, there's a report we put up that really caused one of the council chairmen to move in and try to upgrade that school. Now, after building that school, I don't know if the council chairman went on to build other ones. And that's where we have a problem. I have said in the beginning of the year, we understand the 50,000 naira extra you got. We understand those of you that were giving cars, that were doing fantastic things. But these are the real issues that need to be addressed. These are the real things that the monies that come in as IGR and allocation should go to. These are some of the real things that would long-term benefit everyone in the council. Tell us your name and where you're calling from. Good morning, Nigeria Info.
Good morning.
Yeah, good morning.
Yes, my name is Comrade Kwate Magnus, and I'm calling from Port Harcourt.
All right, go on, please.
Thank you so much. I think this matter we are discussing this morning is very vast. That if we continue to enter, we can't finish it this morning. But be that as it may, from the body language of your guest, I think there is no synergy between this union, the Ministry of Education, and even the commissioner, and that's why they cannot, put things together. Andrew, if you go to our community schools, you will see that students are suffering. Pupils are suffering. There is no learning material. In fact, all these students contribute money to buy learning materials, chalks, markers, and even the boards. It is very important to note that your guests should be able to oversee the students' affairs, not only the teachers. If teachers get to school and the students are not in proper condition mentally to learn, what would the teacher teach? So I want to encourage, it is very important, in as much as we drag in government, it is very important that students should have a good environment for learning. Go to government girls secondary school room, just by the flyover pass, you will see how dilapidated, government need to work on these schools so that students can have a very nice environment to learn. Thank you so much, Andrew.
Thank you. Chima and Rumokuta, good morning.
Hello, good morning, Mr. Andrew.
All right, Chima.
Yeah, and I also greet your guest at the studio. And even if your guest has been trying to be economical about the information he's giving us, but I thank him for the little one he has given us, because he's the kind of people that we need in this society. Now, what we're talking about in the aspect of education, you see what we're going to talk about to left of primary school, which is the bedrock of foundation. Now, I was in your studio here one time, I called and I made mention of short payment of teachers and other civil servants, and I believe I was proved wrong. But even if your guest has tried to see how he's going to make it a normal, that even him was short paid, that is supposed to be. Now, the primary aim about River State is what our government has left behind. Now, look at what is happening now, how rehabilitated our schools are. And everything he has told you, how will you score the government of the day? No, man, because I cannot begin to itemize all the things he has said, because everything he has said about our education sector, you've seen that it is a zero. This is just barely some hours of a man telling us that he doesn't want to rule us as the Fuka Dinese. Then what else again are we going to talk about again when we have this kind of education in River State? We talk for development, but it's as if we're antagonizing and you come from that side and you steal it from them from behind. Now, what about the people that have been given employment letter? Apart from the primary school, even in tertiary institutions, even for the past 3 years, 2 years now, they have been doing employment in University of Education. The United Employment that process has not finished. You see the level. People even, oh my God.
Chima, when was the last time teachers were promoted in Rivers State?
Is it about the promotion?
When was the last time?
Right? Now, we are talking about the matter at hand now, Mr. Andrew. We talk about the matter at hand. You promote them, how is their welfare? You promote them, what happens to the students learning? You promote them, what about the building, the structure where they stand and learn? You want that you're hearing short teachers, you're talking about promotion. Is it not better you do not promote them and you flood the place with teachers? Is it not better? You know,
all right.
You not charge them 100,000 naira and you pay that.
Let's go to Akanto in Bori now. Thank you, Chima. Akanto, good morning.
Good morning, my friend. How are you doing, my friend?
Fantastic. Go ahead.
Well, the policy is education is not what any government can play with. So even if Andrew can ask you, you know you are friend in primary school and report more than the way you know those of you who school the same year in your university. Right through all right, Andrew. The friends that grew with you in the primary and secondary school are your best crop of friends. And any government cannot play politics with education. The last administration did not do anything about education. That one I know. The attention to the education at the last administration was 5/100. But let's see, look at it, because I know I believe with the chairman who is the best of this. I totally believe with him. So if we play politics with education, it will affect me. If it does not affect me, it will affect my children. If it does not affect my children, it will affect the children or my children. So we must play with decency, with that acknowledging that education is the bedrock of everything we are doing. There is teacher. Let us talk about it. In my school, community primary school 1 and 2 is that one, no teacher. But we just thank God of Biran Foundation, who paying our staff, bringing some graduates more than 26 of the graduates, employ them on his own what they call the foundation. I mean, paying them. What about this foundation in that one? That one is another 5-gun story. So let's believe the governor of River State, who says the 235 project will deal with health.
All right, Akanto. Thank you very much. I think it's shocking because my guest says something very shocking. The last time teachers had impressed, principals had overhead to run schools was under the Amici time. And then if from that time till now, and this administration is also saying that we're focusing on education, the expectation would be that that should have changed in the past 1 year. And we understand that, we could say, there's been a lot of decay in the system, not much attention was being paid to it. But it doesn't feel as though there is a, state of emergency in that sector. We're supposed to be seeing construction works for schools only across local governments everywhere. It doesn't feel that way. And so you would understand people then looking at the situation and when they say, it doesn't look like we are seeing what we should see. If there's that much rot in the system, then the emergency at which the work to revive it should be going on with should be faster than what people are seeing now. And that is a very serious worry. That's where people are making their case from. Sorry for those who... Okay, let's get back. We had some issues with the phone lines. Justice from Omudioga, let's hear you quickly. Good morning.
Yes, my friend Andrew, good morning.
Yeah.
When we talk about the state of public schools in River State, Omudioga is the worst hit. And it's as if the government has forgotten us. I must tell you openly that the government has forgotten about Omudioga community. Just like I told you in the text I sent to you, we have 4 public schools: community secondary school, Omudioga, state primary school 1, 2, and 3. These schools are dilapidated. I sent you a picture of one of the schools, State School 1, Omudioga. Andrew, when rain falls, teachers will dismiss students so that they can go back to their houses because they cannot contain what will happen. Omdioga is lacking government attention when it comes to education. Andrew, in community secondary school, Omdioga, one person alone teaches more than four subjects and does it across more than 5 classes. The same thing in almost all the schools in my community.
All right, Justice.
As I'm telling you.
Thank you. Let's hear Stanley quickly from 11, so we go back to my guest. Stanley, good morning.
Yes, if any, good morning. Let me greet your guest in the studio. If I have listened to you severally and you keep talking about our children sitting on the bay floor to learn. And we are all aware that the past administration, talking about the administration of Ian Wike, according to some persons, that he didn't do more in the area of school. He didn't give them allowances or whatever, the interest rather. The question I want to ask this morning, this administration is 3 months away from being 2 years. What has changed since the Ian Wike left? Has there been any school? Because I'm aware, I can count schools that Wike republished. Talking about Okoronodo, talking about Rumokuta Girls. If you go to Ogoni, he republished no more than 3 schools, if I'm not mistaken, and other areas in River State. So what has changed since this government took over? It's 3 months away.
All right, let my guest respond to that.
All this money we are using to play politics in River State, why not invest it in schools?
Thank you, Stanley. Because of the time, Doc, you heard the question from my guest. What has changed? Yes. Because this is for. I think before you say anything, let's also make it very clear. We're not very concerned about whether you have political leanings to woo and woo. The point is, these conversations are held for the right things to be done. And if anybody who is in the position to do the right things is not seen as taking these issues seriously, they would be called out. People will express their disappointment. And that's what we have now. I've always referred to Veronica Ogwagu, Commissioner for Education in Delta State, and how she would visit schools, go around and you know, just to make sure that things are done appropriately. What has changed, Doc?
Yes. So many things have changed. Just as I said earlier, the governor has done enough in education. But as I said, as a father in the house, there is no way parents can do everything in the house. If you come to Ahoda, for instance, there is a new school built by the governor. If you go to other local government, you will see it. He has done enough in education. But the schools are enormous. The schools are so many in River State. And that is why I'm calling on the LGA chairman to help us. Let us not leave it alone for the government. The governor has done enough. So many things have changed. The people may not see it. But the local government chairman should start from there. The schools they attended when they were in primary school in their villages, don't keep it for government to come and build it for them again. Now that the local government chairman. The employment of teachers, they can also do it. Like they are saying, we are not playing politics, because if you play politics in education, which means you are playing politics for the future of the nation. And the governor has tried, and like I said earlier, so many things have changed. And I'm looking for employment, more employment. Teachers should be employed. 15,000 teachers should be employed. Interest should be given to teachers because we are running a free education, so that the principals and HMs will not be victimized in anything. So that they can use it. Like some days, to go out, they have to go to some schools. The children cannot even cut the grasses. So who cut those grasses? So if they give principals and HMs interest, they will use it to maintain the schools, the toilets, and pump water in the schools and all that. So many things have changed. That it's not enough. Let them do more.
All right, Doc. Unfortunately, time will not allow us. There's still plenty to talk about, but we have to wrap things up here. Thank you for making our time to be with us on the show today.
Thank you.
My name is Ifeemi Andrew, and that's Too Much We Can Take. Hello, Port Harcourt with Jude comes next after the commercial.
You are tuned in to
Nigeria Info.